always stood out. I was never like really black enough, and I was never white anyway.
Don't even get me started on that.
The funny thing is, how is that so available, but actual products to take care of my hair were never available?
That's actually a mad thing to say, because you're 100% right. That's crazy, because what? You know there's black people that live here because you're selling the relaxer. Oh my God, my mind is blown. But you aren't trying to have us look too black. Is that it? Hi, Sarah. How you doing?
That's good, Faith. How are you?
I'm just admiring the glow. And I know people will comment about it because it's a very visible glow. It's not like a complimentary glow. No, you're welcome. Like, the glow is gleaming through the screen. So you look fabulous. And I'm so happy that you're here. Talk to me. Let's keep it all the way 103,000, 2 million about living in Germany as a black person, because Steph, I have my own ideas about what that might be like. I've been a few times with my work, and I went to Dusseldorf. I do believe I was the only black person I saw there. So I do want to know from your perspective what it was like. I might be wrong.
I can only speak on my own experience, which is what I'm going to do today.
Yeah, of course. Disclaimer.
So, just a brief disclaimer. So, like you said, you're the only black person. Growing up, even in school, I was the only black person.
Really?
So I would say that already it's a very isolating experience. Just growing up, and you kind of don't... You do have your own identity, but you kind of are always trying to match other standards, if that makes sense, because if everybody around you looks a certain way, then there's already a certain standard that is set, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Is it almost like you have to fulfill the role of the black girl because you're kind of the only one?
Do you know what it is? Before movies and everything, because this is in the 90s when I was growing up there, right?
Yeah.
Before all of that, there wasn't a stereotypical black girl. So I was basically just being me. And and of course, I realized that I was different. And I think the first time that I realized that I was different was when I was in kindergarten. And we were drawing, as you know, kids do. And somebody said, "Could you please pass me the nude color?" Right? Direct translation. And I passed them brown, and they were like, "Not that color. Pass me the white one, like the, you know, the more
That's
beige
so interesting.
One."
That's your nude.
That's my nude, you know. And if you ask me for nude, then obviously I'm going to give you brown because I am brown, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first time I really, like, it dawned on me that, hey, I'm actually different.
Yeah.
Looking around, I'm the only person that looks like me.
Yeah.
And so I went home and we had that conversation that, you know, you're black. It just happened that
Sweetheart,
you're black.
you know, I'm just going to have to break it to you, okay?
Yeah.
And your parents, talk to me about the lineage.
So my mom's Kenyan and my dad is Somali. And even that wasn't common growing up, because even when I did meet other black people, it would usually be from the west of Africa. So even there, I didn't quite fit in, because obviously the culture's different, the customs are different, but it was the closest thing that I knew to, you know, my own culture and my own people. So yeah, in a way, I always stood out. I was never like really black enough, and I was never white anyway.
Don't even get me started on that. I have experienced the exact same thing. So I grew up when I was younger, Bristol. And when I went to school, I started speaking the way you hear me speak now, because I was one of maybe 2 or 3 black people at the school. And I just thought, listen, I need to sound like them. Because if I don't sound like them, no one's going to play kissy chase with me. I'm not going to get a little boyfriend at playtime. I'm not going to get any friends. Like, no one's going to talk to me if I sound like hella black. So then I started speaking like this. And then I went to secondary school in North, i.e. Shottingham. And all the black girls were like, where were you raised? Why are you like this? And I wasn't black enough. I got bullied profusely because
Oh my goodness.
all the black girls with the baby hairs laid and the Mackenzie jackets and the crepe check, they were like, oh, no, you don't come with us. You stay over there with them. It was so sad. So I know how that feels, because it's like the white people are always asking you questions. And the black people are like asking you questions as well. Like, does your mom listen to Westlife? Do you like Coldplay?
Oh.
So it just becomes a whole thing of like, where do I fit in? So I completely get how that feels. But at least, I guess with me, there were visibly a lot of black people, even in Bristol, even in Nottingham, in England, there still were. Imagine feeling like that and there really isn't a huge black community. That must feel really stressful, especially as a child.
Yeah, it was really isolating, because obviously nobody could identify with the black experience, with my experience, basically. And then there were always like little stereotypes. And it wasn't like an open conversation like it is today, that there's, a certain prejudice. Is it prejudice? I'm not English.
Prejudice?
Prejudice, yes. There's a certain prejudice that's attached to obviously being black or looking a certain way. And so when I mentioned to my friends that I thought somebody was being a bit off with me, or someone was being a bit judgy, or if I walked into a shop, someone was following me around, they were like, oh, you're just being paranoid, what you're saying, like, we can't believe you in that sense, because they didn't understand obviously what I was going through. And so in a certain sense it was isolating. And then obviously when I came to the UK, like you mentioned, I didn't know that you went to Nottingham, because I went to Nottingham, but I went to university in Nottingham.
Literally same uni. It was a hype-ass uni. It was a good uni.
Really?
As in, like, I had fun. I don't know about like academia, so to speak. I feel like the uni was like the academics, and we were the ones that were like having like a good time. But it was amazing. I loved it. It was hella multicultural.
Yeah. And just coming to the UK, that was really a shock to me. Seeing so many black people in one place, I just thought, wow, this is great. I love it here. Do you know what I mean? And then other different things like that I would notice, like if I'd go to the drugstore, for instance, in Germany, they'd never accommodate for beauty products for black women. I could never go into the shop and just buy my own foundation. That was like foreign to me. I could never go into the shop and get my own hair products, that catered to textured hair.
Really?
Dream. Yeah. And then when I came to the UK, and these things are all like in just
out in the shelves, just out here.
Out here, I was mesmerized. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
That's mad.
And though I went back to Germany, obviously my family still lives there. I went back this year, and I went to the shop, and they had Cantu on the shelf, and I was like, wow, this is progress. Like, this is beautiful.
Progress.
I said, you're doing well,
Was it just Cantu? That was it?
That was it. It was just Cantu. But I thought to myself, this is a good start.
You know what? Praise where praise is due. I'm so skeptical and cynical. Fine. Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking to myself, how did you, mind blown, how did you manage then? Like growing up, talk to me about your hair care experience, because I struggled with my hair care experience and I had black products in the shop. If you didn't have Cantu until like the last couple years, sis, what were you doing?
Let me talk you through it, okay? So growing up, I didn't know much about my hair. And because my mom's Kenyan and my dad's Somali, the hair texture is a little bit different. So my mom obviously did her best, as moms do. But I didn't personally know a lot about my own hair, and, she was trying to figure it out.
What was her hair like?
Her hair's a little bit more textured than mine, more tight curls than mine.
Yeah.
And also she had it relaxed for most of her adult life when I knew her. So, and mine was natural. So, the hair care.
You get out of the habit of learning you get out of the habit of looking after your curls when your hair's relaxed. It's true. So when you have a child that has that curl pattern, you may not actually remember what to do with it if your hair's been relaxed. So yeah, fair. Carry on.
Yes, absolutely. So I remember coming to the UK for the first time as a family trip. It must have been like an 2008 or something. And at the time, all the girls in the UK had their hair relaxed. All the girls that I saw, at least, all the ones that caught my hair. And I just remember going back to Germany and being like, Mum, I want that. You know, what they have, they look great. I want it. I don't care. And my mum was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure that's what you want to do with my hair? And she went and bought, you know, the kit.
Oh, my God, yeah, the home kit that they should probably not sell. Yeah, that's
the one. And the funny thing is, how is that so available, but actual products to take care of my hair were never available?
That's actually a mad thing to say, because you're 100% right. That's crazy, because what? You know there's black people that live here because you're selling the relaxer. Oh my God, my mind is blown. But you aren't trying to have us look too black. Is that it?
That's what it is. And that's why I was trying to say that there was a certain standard that was considered beautiful, you know, that European standard of beauty. And obviously being different, that never fit into that.
No.
And so I had my hair relaxed. And then I went on holiday without my mom, right? And I didn't know what to do with my hair. I did not know how to care for my hair, and it broke so badly.
Yes.
Like, it was so damaged from the relaxer. I was just doing whatever I wanted to it. I didn't know how to care for it.
Yeah.
And then after that holiday, I had to say goodbye to my hair because, you know, it was short hair, it was long hair, it was doing whatever it wanted in the back. It had to go. Yeah, it had to go.
Did you do a chop? Like a big old chop?
I did a chop. I did a big chop. And I was so sad. I remember my mom kept cutting my hair and I was just crying hysterically. I didn't want it. And from that day, I just told myself, look, I'm going to learn how to take care of my hair. I'm not going through this again. Like, I'm not going through this again. I'm not cutting my hair off again. I don't care what people think about my hair anymore. I'm going to learn how to love it. I'm going to learn how to take care of it. And I think from then I kind of like started doing research on you know, our type of hair for type of hair. And it grew, started growing and flourishing.
Your hair is so beautiful, honestly. For anyone listening to this, go to the Texture Talks YouTube, pause on Spotify or wherever you listen to, and go, come watch it, because the lady's hair is so stunning. And wait, when did you do this chop? Because your hair is mad long.
I must have done it in 2013, around about then.
Thank God. I was really scared that you were going to be like, 21. I'd be like, no, blasphemous. No, but no, okay, I can accept that.
Yes, it must have been like in 2013. And since then I haven't done it. Oh, no, please don't be. Be encouraged, if anything.
Yes.
But yeah, I did the whole chop thing. And then I started researching products to use. Yeah. And my mum had a friend from Brazil, and they're a bit more advanced, or they were a bit more advanced even back then when it comes to curly hair. And so she'd bring products over, and I realized they really worked for my hair. Like, they really nourished my hair back to health. My hair was growing. It was moisturized. The curl pattern started coming out. That's the first time I think I realized that I do have a curl pattern. I didn't know it before that. Yeah. This is before the whole woke movement started, and we started hearing about, you know, hair types and all of that thing. So
yeah, this was new. You were like, oh my God, new curl who did.
Absolutely. So this is like a new discovery of self, you know, and of my hair. And then after that, I came to the UK. And that's when I discovered that, look, there's more out here in the world.
Oh my God.
There's more when it comes to hair care for Black women.
Yes.
And look, I tried it all. I was trying out new products every single weekend if I could. Yeah. I was really, really happy to know that there are products that actually do cater for our type of hair. Yeah. And so, yeah, I started taking care of my hair using different products and just experimenting, really, seeing what would work for my hair.
I think that experience of trying new products, especially when it feels like really new, and you're just like, oh my God, like there's so much. Initially, tell me if I'm wrong, really exciting, really fun. You're just like, oh my God, there's this shea of this, then butter this, then curl cream this, and you're like, bam, bam, bam. And then I feel like there's a shift where the novelty wears off a little bit, and you're spending a lot of money every weekend, and you're kind of like, okay, well, we've moved on from relaxer, or for me, wigs. We've moved on, okay? And now I see my curls and I like my curls, but now I'm looking to elevate. Now I'm looking to take that next step. And I feel like I'm stagnating a little bit, where the products that I'm using, it's either too confusing or my hair's now got like too much product. There was a point where I remember the product was so dry, I could almost see it in my hair, because I tried to do lots of curl definition, and I was like doing all the scrunchies and then the gel and then the sheen spray. But then if you dare to like pull your hands through it, it would sometimes like flake off, or there'd be like dry little white bits. So talk to me about how you've managed to like find a routine and refine that sort of big funnel of products, that discovery part of your life. How have you refined it down? Because I feel like based on your Instagram, which I follow profusely, I feel like you've worked out things that work for you instead of just trying everything, right?
Absolutely. But you also have to consider that I've been doing this for quite a while. I didn't just start. And it is a journey trying to figure out, you know, what actually does work for your hair, because somebody could have the same exact texture as yours, but the products that they use or the routine that they have doesn't work for you, right? And so it took a while for me to know what actually does work for my hair, what my hair likes, what it doesn't like, what it rejects. And like you said, it is a journey.
Yeah, it really is. Like, would you say there are products that you swear by today that you always use, or do you still try different things?
I do have my staples, I would say.
My core.
I do, but I do still try different things. I would still go to the hair shop and say, whoa, what is this? Let me shock my hair today and try something different. And sometimes it goes really well, and then sometimes it just goes horribly wrong, where I'm like, never try this again. Never.
Okay, talk to us about what your core products are. The people must know, because your hair is stunning.
Thank you. So when it comes to products, I think I don't go off the brand to start with. I go by the ingredients. So when you look at all my products, I make sure that I choose products that don't have sulfates, that don't have parabens, that don't have a whole list of ingredients that just are not good for you. So let's talk about staples. I would say that my staples when it comes to shampoo, it is the Shea Moisture. No clue what it's called, but it's the dark one. It's like really dark. Noted. You know what I mean? It looks like really brown.
Is the liquid really dark, or is the bottle really dark?
The liquid is really dark. The bottle, I think, has like a yellow label, maybe.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean. Okay, cool. Yeah. So Shea Moisture, is it a clarifying shampoo, or like a moisturizing shampoo? Do you remember?
Ooh, I do not remember.
I'll tell you what, after this, find it, and then I'll put it on your Texture Talks episode page. I'll put your staples on there.
That's perfect. That is literally perfect. Yes. And the reason why I chose the perfume, the reason why I chose the shampoo is because it doesn't have all of those things. It's animal cruelty free. And one thing that's really important for me when I use a shampoo is that it doesn't strip my hair of its natural oils. Yeah. So after I've used it, I don't feel like my hair is really stripped. Like it's hard for me to comb through it. Like it's frizzed up. It's just, I'm trying to work with my hair and not against my hair. Yes. So that's really important for me as well when it comes to a shampoo. One thing that I've started doing is pre-pooing. So
I've heard mixed reviews about this pre-pooing.
Really?
I don't know. Talk to me about what you do.
So what I do is I call it pre-pooing, but I'm not sure it's pre-pooing at all. So what I actually do is I just condition my hair before I shampoo it. So I put conditioner in my hair, I comb through it so that when the shampoo comes, my hair is already in a state where I could just wash it through and it won't be tangled. Do you get what I mean?
And then you don't condition it again afterwards. Is that so you just do it in reverse?
I do condition. So I condition, shampoo, condition again,
Okay.
And then wash it out.
Oh my
and
God,
that's on the
this is
day
so
when I'm not really doing
interesting.
like a deep condition. But yeah.
Oh my God. And then how often, say a month, do you do that? Is that daily?
Ooh. No, I don't wash my hair daily.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
I would say, depending on, like right now, I blow dried through it, so it will stay like this for about maybe 5 days,
Okay.
a week to 7 days. But
Yeah.
when I've got my natural curls out,
Yeah.
I will aim to wash it every 3 to 4 days.
Okay, and you do that when you do?
I do that when I do it, but that's because that's what works for me. Past that point, I just feel my hair getting really dry. I have normal porosity hair, so medium porosity hair, which means that my hair can absorb moisture easily, but it also loses moisture easily.
Yeah.
Which means that I need to keep it moisturized as well.
Okay, this is so interesting. And tell me something on your hair care journey that you feel like you've learned that you could share with like anyone that has curly hair, like all curls. Like for me, something I love to do now, when I put product on my hair in the morning, I use a hairdryer to dry it. So I don't just sit with the oil, because apparently if you sit with a moist scalp, then it could have all kinds of ramifications. Like you can get thrush, and you can end up like, there's something about like sitting and letting your hair air dry and letting the moistness just sit on your scalp that basically isn't good for your head. So if you dry the product first, it means that the product's obviously still there. And a lot of the times when I've learned about people blow drying and saying that it's really bad for your hair, it's normally how long the heat is on your hair in one particular place, how much you're brushing it as well, and how frequently you blow dry. But if you're just doing it, then it's absolutely fine. So that's the tip that I think everybody should use, because I use it daily. So do you have like an equivalent that I can steal?
So in regards to that, if you don't want to use a hairdryer, they actually have these really cool heating pads. You know, like the ones that you could use for like, you know, when it's that time of the month, like a heating pad with kernels, like with cherry kernels in it. They have one for your head. So what you do is when you, obviously this is not to dry it, but if you've got product that you want absorbed, or you do like a deep treatment, you can then put like a shower cap on, and then you put on the heating pad on top of it, and that works great.
I think your content is fantastic. So tell people how they can find you, please.
Thanks. I feel very humbled by this conversation.
It's true.
To start with. And you can find me on _queen_. I think I've put it on the screen for
you have, but you know, as I say, for those, I'm not even going to cuss out the people that are just listening, because I'm really grateful to you, and I don't want you to delete the podcast because I dragged you, but also do watch it, because then you'll be able to see these things. Okay, so Instagram _queen_. Fabulous. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, would you be happy and open if they dropped you a message on Instagram?
That's perfectly fine. My inbox is open to you.
And that's not for, listen, if anybody's crusty son is listening and thinks that that is a go-ahead to hop in this lady's DM sponsored by Texture Talks, you are wrong. That is not the point of this. Do you understand? This is for hair tips. Okay?
Yeah.
In the meantime, guys, tighten your bonnets, oil your scalps, and protect your edges. And I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.